Hello, this is Gummy Jean Jefferson, as promised, back with you this week to tell you what I thought of my first week of reading My Prayer Chair by Miss Carla McDougall. Well, I have to tell you all, it has been a week of soul searching and self-discovery for me. First of all, I want to address something that has come along since I did my first book review. I have become somewhat of a YouTube sensation. I had over 100 people viewing that first review. Now, I don't know about you, but depending on the size of the room, if you put 100 people in a room, that can be a lot of people. So I think what I'm facing here is overnight fame. And that can be hard, okay, y'all? Because, you know, I've had feedback of both the positive sort and the negative. I know the negative comes with the territory, but it did hurt me a little bit. Now, I keep having to tell myself what I remember from as a child, you know, and that is God don't make junk. So I try not to let it get to me, but somebody criticized me because I continually smack as I talk. Okay, well, if you were at Share Fair, then you know about my little polka dot. Look. Remember my little polka dot? It's that little piece of gum I have to keep on the end of my tongue or I'll fall over when I stand up. It's been like that since I was a child. I have made the best of it. As you can see, I always coordinate my polka dot with my eyeshadow and my flower in my hair today. Sometimes it's a bow, sometimes it's a ribbon. Today it's a flower. However, I decided that since I am not standing up for this particular presentation, that I could probably do without my polka dot for today. Alright, I'm going to put it right over here. So you Mr. Fussy Pants that didn't like me smacking all that much, there you go, okay? Nobody said Gummy Jean Jefferson can't change and grow. Anyway, back to more spiritual matters. The first thing I learned about myself in reading My Prayer Chair is that it's really something I'd just forgotten, okay? I've forgotten that when I sit down to read a book, I fall asleep real easy, okay? That's really why I haven't been reading many of the books that I review, okay? And I think you all can understand that. So what I learned first is bring coffee to the prayer chair, okay? I brought my coffee today, and that's just become a staple. Oh, that coffee is so bitter, y'all. I'm going to have to put a little cream in that today. Just one second, and I'm going to get down to what I really did learn because the Lord's been teaching me a lot this week. Much better. Okay, so my advice to you is be sure you have your coffee if you fall asleep real easy. So once I got that part figured out, I began to read my prayer chair every day. And this brings me to perhaps the most difficult part of this week's entry, and that is that I am a little bit conflicted about how I feel about this book now. Let me explain. One day, I had read my book, My Prayer Chair, and it talked about praying for your family. And so I began to pray for my family, and I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed. And I drank my coffee, and I prayed, and I drank coffee, and I prayed, and everybody, Lord kept bringing everyone to my mind. And so I was praying and drinking my coffee and praying, and finally I looked up and I noticed it was 11:30, y'all. And my stories start at 11. I had missed half of my favorite soap opera. So I jumped up and I turned on my television and I began to watch it, and all of a sudden, conviction hit my soul, and I thought, this is kind of trashy. Should I really be watching this? I never felt like that in my life, y'all. I watched that with my grandmother. She played the piano in the Baptist church. Now, why was I feeling that way? I have to say it might have something to do with my new prayer life. And I don't know if I like it. So I kind of starting to feeling like this book might need to come with a warning label. If you don't feel like you need to change, you don't need to read this book. Right now, like I said, I'm somewhat conflicted about it. I have committed to my viewing audience that I am going to read through the book, and so I will commit to one more week of it. But I just don't know how this is going to turn out. And Miss Carla McDougall, I know you said you might come on my show and talk to me. Well, let's just hold off on those plans right now, okay? Let me see how this goes. Okay. You know what? I have to tell you that I was taught not to say anything unless it was nice when I was little. But having watched all of the, these reality shows and all that they have on right now, I see that people just say everything. They just tell it all. That seems to be what the public wants. So, I decided to be honest here. And so there it is. I'm just not real happy about this book right now. But I'm going to stick with it. And I'll be back next week. I'll let you know. So this is Gummy Jean Jefferson signing off, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.